Hi everyone, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer. Looking for the perfect protective case for your iPhone 13 Pro Max? Zagg's Gear4 makes some cool protective cases you might want to check out. They use the super impact protective material D3O, which is used in military protective gear as well as in professional sports equipment and industrial safety applications. The Brooklyn Snap is made of vegan leather and sustainable materials and offers 13 feet of drop protection. And the Denali Snap, which has an entire back panel made of D3O, bumps up the drop protection to an impressive 16 feet. Both of the cases are MagSafe and provide antimicrobial protection as well. Let's check out these cases in greater detail. So looking first at the Denali Snap, this is actually a two-piece case, although there's no need to take it apart unless you're curious. So the sides are made of a soft TPU type material. I'm assuming it's TPU, although they don't actually say. Soft and flexible. And then the back and the frame are made of a polycarbonate type material. Again, there's no actual listing of what type of material this is, but it's rigid and lightweight and gives every appearance of being polycarbonate. So as I said, there's absolutely no reason to take this apart unless you're curious. You can leave it as a one-piece case for insertion and removal, so no issues there. Putting it back together is easy. All you need to do is just fit the inner part inside of the outer part. Snap it together. So overall, I think we've got a really attractive case here with the Denali Snap. Slim form factor, very pleasant feel in the hand. This is not a rubbery feeling case. I got the impression when I looked at the description on the website and looked at the pictures that this was going to be a rubbery, super grippy case. That is not the case at all. So you do have some grip because you have these grooves on the back, but overall, not a grippy case. This is not a slippery case. It's just grippy enough so it feels secure in your hands, but it's still going to slide easily in and out of pockets and handbags. You do have that 16 feet of drop protection if you do drop it though, so that's very comforting. And of course, the case does have antimicrobial protection as well for an invisible layer of protection. Looking on the interior, we have a full sheet of the ultra-protective D3O material protecting the delicate glass back of your phone. In case you're not familiar with it, D3O is used in various military applications as well as gear for motorcyclists, professional athletes, etc. It is extremely impact resistant and gives excellent protection. Usually D3O is confined to the perimeter of the case, maybe in the corners. It's really unusual to see a case which has a full sheet of D3O protecting it. Probably a major reason behind the impressive 16 feet of drop protection this case is going to give your phone. So as I mentioned before, although this is technically a two-piece case, there is absolutely no reason to disassemble it in order to put your phone in. It's quite an easy case to put on, so you want to put in your left-hand side first, make sure both your top and bottom corners are in place, and then push on your right-hand corners. Once on, we've got a good fit overall, although we do have some give over the buttons and a bit more over the port openings, so be aware of that. As far as the amount of lip is concerned, we have a higher lip on the bottom and the top and a lower lip on the sides. This is going to make it easier to swipe side to side and give you an overall slightly slimmer feel in the hand. However, you're still going to have lay on the table design. We would have more visible lip if I didn't have a tempered glass screen protector on here. This is the Zagg Elite Vision Guard screen protector. Great screen protector, excellent fit with this case. Overall, I think we've got a very nice case here on the phone. So looking down here at our port openings, you can see we've got asymmetrical port openings for an asymmetrical port design, so everything is great there. You're also going to have no issue fitting most third-party lightning cables here, although of course this case does support both regular Qi wireless charging as well as MagSafe charging, so you might find you're using that functionality less than you otherwise would. Going around to the sides here, you can see we've got this TPU type material here in the corners and along the top, and then we've got our polycarbonate frame on the bottom. We don't have a whole lot of grip here. We've got some, but not tons. This is not a super grippy case in the hand, and we don't have any grip lines on the sides, although we do have them on the back. Going up here to our buttons, these are nicely responsive, no issues there, although we do have a slit button design which can allow dust or dirt to get in behind there, so do be aware of that. As far as access to the mute switch is concerned, I think most people shouldn't have any problem. This is sufficiently large for most fingers. Looking at the view from the top here, everything looks great. We've got a beautiful fit with the Zagg Elite Vision Guard Plus screen protector. And then going over here to our side button, it's nicely responsive, just like the volume buttons. Looking at the back of the case, I think we've got a very attractive appearance here and a nice feel underneath the fingertips. We've got these alternating groove lines here, which give you a pleasant amount of grip, although again, this is not a rubbery case. This does not have tons of grip, just a little bit. But overall, just a really nice looking case, nice slim form factor. And you do have that 16 feet of drop protection and antimicrobial protection as well. So this material should be reasonably scratch resistant, and it's not going to show regular fingerprints, but greasy fingerprints and smears are going to tend to show up, so be aware of that. In terms of the amount of branding you're going to see, there is actually quite a lot of branding. We've got D3O branding down here at the bottom, and then we've got some Gear4 branding over here around the camera surround, so be aware of that if you're the sort of person that doesn't like a lot of branding on your cases. Speaking of your camera, we have a raised camera rim here protecting the rear camera, so you definitely have lay on the table design here and overall a good amount of camera protection. Just a really nice case here from Gear4. As far as wireless charging is concerned, this is going to work perfectly with regular Qi wireless chargers, and being a MagSafe case, this is going to work perfectly with Apple's MagSafe charger as well. So as far as the magnets are concerned, they're fairly mid-level. They're not the strongest that I've encountered and not the weakest. You certainly have enough magnetic adhesion here for excellent MagSafe charging, and you're also going to be able to use this with other MagSafe accessories such as MagSafe wallets and MagSafe power banks. Removing this case from your phone is very easy, and again, there is absolutely no reason to disassemble the case into its constituent parts. You can just use this in the same way that you would a one-piece case. Moving on to Gear4's Brooklyn Snap case, this is going to be exactly the same size as the Denali case we were just looking at. Same height, same thickness, same width. However, there are quite a few differences with this case. So for one thing, this is a one-piece case. You can't take it apart at all. Still same relatively rigid construction. We have an eco-conscious commitment with this case. You've got vegan leather and sustainable materials here. The D3O that this is protected with is something called D3O Bio, which is plant-based in large part. This case is also not going to give you quite as much protection as the Denali case we were just looking at. The Denali Snap gives the 16 feet of drop protection. This one's going to give you 13 feet of drop protection, but hey, 13 feet is really quite a lot, so I'm really not very worried about that. This is also MagSafe. It's lined in a soft microfiber material, and it has the same antimicrobial protection that you get with the Denali Snap. So overall, really quite a nice case. Putting this case on your phone is not difficult. You want to start on your left-hand side. Make sure both your top and your bottom corners are in place, and then press on your right-hand corners. Once on, we've got a good fit overall here. We do have a bit of give over the buttons and a little bit more over your port openings, but overall this has a better, tighter fit than the Denali Snap we were just looking at. As far as the amount of lip is concerned, we have the same arrangement as with the Denali Snap. Less lip on the sides, more lip on the top and the bottom. Overall, we still do have lay on the table design, although not tons of lip. Of course, you would have more visible lip if we did not have a tempered glass screen protector on here. Again, this is the same Zagg Glass Elite Vision Guard Plus screen protector. Lovely screen protector on here. The other thing you might notice when looking at the fit of this case on the phone is that a significant amount of the rim is visible when you look around the edges. So little hints of silver. Some people like this. The Apple cases are all like this, but other cases will actually cover up this rim around the edge. So I think that just comes down to personal preference. Looking at the design of our port openings, we've got asymmetrical port openings for an asymmetrical port design, so that is excellent, and you should be able to fit many third-party lightning cables here, although of course this case does support both regular Qi wireless charging as well as MagSafe charging, so you might find you're using that functionality less than you otherwise would. Going around the sides here, we've got two different types of materials here. We got something that feels like TPU on the top and then your vegan leather on the bottom. A little bit of texture here for the vegan leather. So again, we've got a lot of sustainable materials in here, recycled content and all that, so that is excellent. In terms of the amount of grip, this is very similar to the Denali Snap, so a low to mid amount of grip on here. In my opinion, it's sufficiently secure in the hand, but it's still going to slide easily in and out of pockets and handbags. Going up here to our buttons, these are the same as on the Denali Snap, so we have the same slit button design. Makes these more responsive, potentially allows dust or dirt to get in. And then as far as access to the mute switch, this is going to be the same. So I think that most people should have no issues accessing the mute switch. We have a sufficiently large opening. Looking at the top here, again, we got a great fit here with the Zagg Glass Elite Vision Guard Screen Protector. Everything looks wonderful. And then going over here to our side button, again, quite responsive, just like the volume buttons. Looking at the back of the case, we've got an interesting split design in between vegan leather over here and this material here, which feels very much like a TPU, soft touch finish. They don't actually say it's TPU. So this material is sustainable, got a lot of recycled content in it as well. And then of course our vegan leather is cruelty free. The vegan leather has a little bit of texture to it, and then we have these texture lines over here on the other side of the case as well. This seems like it should be reasonably fingerprint and scratch resistant, although greasy smears are going to tend to show up in this soft touch finish and have to be wiped off. In terms of branding, we got some D3O branding down here, and then we've got the same Gear4 branding that we had on the other case. Going around your camera surround. Speaking of protection in your camera surround, we have the same amount as on the Denali case. So you have the raised rim around here, definitely gives you lay on the table design protection. Overall, I think that this is a very nice case. We got that antimicrobial component to it, as well as 13 feet of drop protection. Overall, really quite a nice case from Zagg and Gear4. As far as wireless charging is concerned, this is going to work perfectly with regular Qi wireless chargers, and because it's a MagSafe case, you're going to be able to use this with Apple's MagSafe charger as well. Got the same amount of magnetic adhesion as with the Denali case, kind of mid-level, not the best, not the worst. You're obviously also going to be able to use this with other MagSafe accessories such as MagSafe wallets and MagSafe power banks. Removing the Brooklyn case from your phone is quite straightforward. Just start in your top right-hand corner, push that off, and then go down to your bottom right-hand corner, push that off, and then pull out your phone. Again, we've been looking at the Brooklyn Snap and Denali Snap for iPhone 13 Pro Max. These cases are available directly from Zagg as well as from many other retailers. They're both priced at $59.99 and come solely in the black versions featured in this review. Many thanks to the kind folks at Zagg for sending me out these samples to review. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments section below, and do consider hitting that subscribe button because I've got a lot more tech accessory reviews coming up. Again, this is Kristen with the Tech Reviewer. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.